Scott Narver, it was a crazy weekend of wrestling.
Jake Lloyd Bacon, what happened?
Well, Seth Rollins hurts his knee again.
Oh, no.
Adam Cole concussed that giant head of his.
And I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Well, that makes sense because comedy comes in threes. What's your problem?
WWE Evolution's not going to be booked by Dana Warrior.
Wrestling seems dangerous today on Pro Wrestling Palskis. Hey, Scott Narver.
Hey, Jake Lloyd Bacon.
Nothing.
First try.
Nothing.
First try.
Hello, everybody joining us live on this lovely Sunday, early evening, late afternoon. When does the evening start?
Once you can turn into a werewolf. Like once the transformation begins, that's when the evening starts.
That's way later, though. Like I don't think that's
Why,
true.
It just has to be a full moon.
The full moon is out during the daytime.
Oh God, there could be werewolves during the day.
Yeah, they never get that right. Hi, everybody. This is Pro Wrestling Palskis. This is not a movie podcast. And thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in, especially those joining us via our super exclusive patron-only live stream. I see Tim Redbeard in the chat. Fourth wall break. Definitely didn't just hear the countdown. He said, "Oh, really? Was that? Could you guys hear that? Whoops."
Follow him at Jake Lloyd Bacon on social media.
It's a professional thing. It's so professional that we have a champion, PWP champ, Andrea Beeler. She is the champion for the month of July 2025. If you would like to challenge her, the only way to do so is by becoming a patron. Each and every patron gets entered into the Patreon Championship Battle Royal. That'll happen the first episode of every month. Do it. Just do it. Oh, Scott Narver in the chat. You have the little crown. You're the number one fan.
Yeah.
For a moment there, you kind of looked like the Yuma Yuma guy from the original. You just did I looked like you were about to do Maya He, Maya Ho for a second.
Although it looked like he had no teeth.
Oh, because of the way that they did a silly little face?
Yeah.
What happened to that guy?
I don't think it was a little face, number one.
Is that
I'm going to go diabetes.
Is that Jelly Roll? Is that what Jelly Roll became? Like, did he become Jelly Roll?
I thought that could have been Peanut Butter Cup, Jelly Roll's never acknowledged tag team partner.
Oh. Jelly Roll Peanut Butter Cup. I don't understand how those two things go together.
Jelly and peanut butter.
Yeah, but
you've never heard of this?
But how do roll and cup go together?
The action of cups roll.
And that, my friends, is why he is a professional improviser.
3, 2, 1.
Record. Tim Redbeard watching Evolution pre-show. Sorry about that. Yeah, listen. There's too much wrestling. We can't. Every time we go live, there's wrestling.
He's multitasking. Read it all.
He says, watching, listening to this pod, and playing my PS5. Very overstimulated right now. That is a lot of things. Mike Lucas.
Keep your pants on so that way you don't
Mike Lucas says
explode.
That we are WWE counter programming. Yeah. Oh, no. That WWE is counter programming us now. That's what's happening. See,
enough already. Double E.
This is the sort of high quality community you get when you become a patron over here at Pro Wrestling Palskis.
Yeah. It's a room full of complainers, whether they're on microphone or in the chat. You know what's wrong with this thing? Tim Redbeard says, "Who plays PS5 with pants on?" I would know. I don't have one. Jake, you have a PS5, right?
I do. Yeah. I play. You know what? Most of the time pantsless, but that's because I'm generally pantsless. So it's not specific to playing the PlayStation 5. It's kind of just life.
If anybody was wondering why we never had guests on during the Dragon Wagon Radio Los Angeles era in Jake's place when he had a PS5. That's why.
I don't think those two things crossed over, but
yes, because there's a jelly and a cup. You put jelly in a cup and the peanut butter rolls.
Scott, what the hell are we talking about today on this silly little wrestling show about silly little wrestling people?
Look, people think Hulk Hogan's going to die at any minute or he's totally fine. The camps go either way, but instead we're going to talk about all things that are wrestling this weekend, the crazy fallouts, the happenings, the retirings, the injuries, the champions. There's just too much, and it's going on as we are recording. Evolution is happening, and I'm sure things are going to occur there that people will go, oh, historic, and it could be a title change, something. We may get it in real time. I don't know.
Did I see that they just, because it was, Bliss is injured. No, I'm sorry, not Bliss. Liv Tyler. I am all over the fucking
Liv
place.
Tyler?
This is a terrible idea. Liv
not
Morgan.
Here.
Liv
Morgan and Morgan
got injured, but it was clear that they were going to go with her versus Nikki. But now that that's not happening, they just put Nikki in a battle royal that she's clearly going to win. Does it seem like that's what they've done?
You have a lot of clearlies when you have a lot of questions.
Yes. No.
All right, Zodiac. Yes, I think that was the route they were going initially. There was even rumor of tag teams, something or other, between Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan versus the Bellas. That you would have got them both in there.
Okay.
But now they're doing a whole story with Roxanne has replaced Liv Morgan and is now the co-champion.
Okay.
For the tag team titles. And they're fighting many women because, that's great. I guess they're doing another Queen of the Ring tournament, because that's why you have as many multi-person matches as possible. And then, Nikki Bella's in a thing, and then they'll just put a pin in that, and then 6 years from now when they do the next Evolution, that's when we'll get Liv Morgan versus Nikki Bella.
No, 8. I think it was 8 years, wasn't it?
Well, don't
they're going
to
to make them closer to be closer eventually.
Yeah, of course.
And then the year that it would be consecutive, the year that it would end up being annual, they're going to cancel it altogether.
That'll be in Saudi.
Right. If Saudi exists at that time and the whole world hasn't been nuked.
No way. Australia's fine.
So what? So that's happening right now, Evolution, as we speak.
Yes.
Or at least it's counting down to Evolution, just like I counted down the beginning of this live stream for the people.
We're not counting down to
the only thing, because it's today's Sunday. That's how wrestling works. There's generally like a event on a Sunday, so that must be all there is to talk about. Then that's all that happens this weekend.
Other things happened previously.
But how is that possible?
Wrestling. Look, AEW All In Texas occurred. I've seen some clips, but there's a lot of noteworthy things that happen. I don't know. Have you seen any of this? Did it show up on your X feed as you were sending heart emojis to Glenn Jacobs?
I don't know what I did or did not see because you haven't gotten to what it is yet. So maybe you can't ask me ahead of time what specifics I've seen. You were like, have you seen this?
Anything from AEW All In?
No. I mean, I think I might have seen a clip from
the multi-hour event that occurred in Texas.
Okay, I thought you were going to get into specifics. I think I saw a moment between Edge and Christian. I'm sorry.
Who?
Cope and Christian Cage. Cope and Cage. Oh, wait a minute. If Jake Hagar comes back and forms a team with Edge, they can be Cope and Hagar.
And then you throw in Colt Cabana, Copenhagen Anna.
Nailed it. Fucking nailed it, you guys. High quality content.
From AEW All in Texas. I believe listener Alice Rader was in attendance.
Drove to go to see it. I'm not sure from how far, but it seemed like she made a trip of it.
At least 3 blocks.
Oh, wow. You know what? Good for her for getting out of the house.
Yeah. Although you could have probably saved on parking, but if it was further than that, it totally makes sense. But we had a bunch of newsworthy things. Josh Matthews debuted on camera. He was involved in the pre-show, and it is now official that there was a lot of talk going around for a while. Like, does he work there? Does he work there? He works there. So he's there now.
What was his on-camera debut? Him interviewing somebody? Like, what was his role?
I know what you're getting to. Was he talking to Maven? Because Maven was involved in one of the battle royals. No, sadly, unfortunately. But I think he was just hosting. I think we talked about this in the pre-show, or it was off air, when you said, your boy did this thing. And you're talking about movies. Where Zeka sent me a text that says, your boy's in AEW now. Like, what is this?
Everybody's your boy. You got so many boys.
Like, I got nothing. Like, I'm sitting in the garage right now. I got no connections to anyone.
But you love things.
Sure. Do they love me back?
No.
Not in the slightest.
No.
That's why I'm in a garage making...
That's gross.
What? What's gross?
You. And the idea of another human being loving you. Could you imagine?
I did imagine it previously.
Oh, okay.
But I'm no longer 16. So I think that's a pretty big get because, he was obviously, we've talked about this, very instrumental in TNA's YouTube at a certain point.
Yeah.
And he's always been very savvy on the social medias.
I feel like in the era where all of our legends are kind of holdovers from Attitude Era, we're finally starting to get some of the people who've still been around for 20 years, but who kind of came up in the, whatever you call it, ruthless aggression, PG, whatever that phrase is. But they still have really good minds for the business, a lot of experience, and maybe a slightly different point of view than the classic guys, So it's just a nice voice to have in the chorus.
Certainly for the sake of content creation and maybe having more coherence when it comes to that, where it's like, look, the company's been around 5-6 years now. We've got all these matches. If you're thinking about, we're going to get them all on the channel or it's going to be on HBO Max and we're going to do this, do that, great. Let's take a look at year one. Let's start fucking putting ads on these and throwing them on YouTube. Let's throw them on here. Let's do this. Let's make libraries and clips and all this stuff accessible for those who want to either relive it or get into it.
Right.
Make it a part of it, capitalize on all this shit. He's got such a great mind for all that stuff. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if their social media started taking a
upswing,
a turn upwards. Right. Yes, an upswing, if Jake will. Something that caused this to happen that I think we'll talk in further discussion about later. Adam Cole was injured and had to relinquish the TNT Championship and give a very emotional speech, which we'll talk about a little bit later, which led to a 4-way match in which the winner was Texas's own Dustin Rhodes.
That's
that
exciting.
clip made its way around. Did you see that at all?
I did, but I don't think that I knew that Cole was champ and then vacated it. I didn't realize that was what led to that moment, which kind of makes that moment even more exciting for sure.
Because as emotional as Adam Cole certainly was, and the other members of I don't know
Kingdom?
the modern name of it, but the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, something. Is it something Kingdom or something like that?
That they were all embracing everything. Dustin Rhodes was certainly very emotional holding that title after winning it, and whether that Texas crowd fueled it more or he's like, shut up, this is my moment with this title. Shut the fuck up. So this, on a personal note, as a not avid watcher of AEW currently, as someone who feels like when I see a moment like this in the past, when watching the show in full and going, oh, wow, this is so great. This is going to be the next chapter of something. And then it's bumblefucked within, a couple of weeks, or it's 2 or 3 crazy things happen, or the ball is dropped on it completely. I look at this and my expectation when just seeing it, I go, oh, wow, they're going to fuck this up. And I hate that that's my gut reaction when I see something like that.
That's like the smark in us. And I kind of also feel like this is giving me Zack Ryder Intercontinental Championship vibes, where it was like, good
He's gonna lose it
moment,
tomorrow.
good moment. Honestly, like it feels like, oh, we're gonna put him on him. It's a Texas crowd. We know it'll be fun, and then we'll decide what to do tomorrow. And then maybe he has it at the next pay-per-view. Maybe he doesn't. Like I'm not saying I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. But like you, that's where my cynical brain goes.
But it's conditioning. It's not. Right. It didn't just come from nothing. Sure. It's because I've seen this happen. Saraya wins the AEW Women's title in England.
Right.
And it's supposed to be this gigantic deal, and it happens, and it's a big deal in the moment in front of that crowd, and then what happens? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't even know because I wasn't watching. I didn't
she
know
wasn't a dominant champion. She fought a very little, and then she lost it pretty fast.
And that was it. Yeah.
So these things where I go, yeah, you tell me that the moment's cool, but the story never follows through, or the story is always janky and fucking weird.
I do.
So I'd like for this to be something that pulls me back in, that there's something week to week. Hey, Dustin Rhodes has this and something's happening and he's going and he's winning and
it is interesting how like build and follow through both need to work like congruently with one another in order to achieve like some semblance of ongoing success, because all wrestling is hyperbole. Every single night of Raw and SmackDown and Collision and fucking Dynamite, every wrestling show, every pay-per-view, every live show this is the most insane thing you've ever seen. This moment is going to change wrestling forever. Like that's the nature of the job. That's the nature of the performance. But I feel like the crowd reaction in the moment versus the crowd reaction in the next, essentially, and like whatever the following thing is, that's where you're going to find success as a company or not. And there definitely have been times where WWE has failed majorly at this as well. But I think that AEW might be a little bit more consistent with it from what I hear as someone who does not watch it.
Yeah, it's certainly been this way, I think, for a few years now. And there's a lot of, you give it a pass in the early years, and there was more continuity, but then also they've overextended themselves to a large extent. And we know the team hasn't grown overall, that it's Tony Khan going like, I got all this. I'm doing everything. I got it. It's fine. I'm hiring 30 more people tomorrow.
Right.
And then we're starting another show.
Right.
Jesus Christ. What?
Yeah. It does seem like for me, like the beginning of the end was the like debuting everybody every week all the time. And every new person was another member of a crowded roster that was supposed to be like the biggest deal. And then I kind of lost them. I'm like, okay.
Game changers. Well, that was always the
game changer. Sure. Yeah.
The thing online, and it's their game changer. And then people would go and make videos and then do a little compilation and put like game changer.
Oh, of
3 months
like
later.
Nothing happening. Right. Yeah.
They're the game changer.
Yeah.
And certainly all the hiring, all that stuff has calmed down quite a bit now that things have settled a little bit more. We've certainly had some people that had left AEW and then made their way back to WWE.
Sure.
And I think you'll get little pockets of that here and there. But for the most part, it's now people got who they got.
Right.
And you got to make the most of it, or the most incoherent of it.
Well, with all of this said, happy for Dustin. That's awesome. I like that I did see the clip of the actual pinfall, and it definitely felt like nobody was expecting him to win it. It was one of those things where it's like, well, he's not actually like, of all the people in this ring, we don't anticipate that. Who were the other members of the four-way?
It was Sammy Guevara, who they've been tag title champions of like Ring of Honor, and I think maybe a trios. So they've been connected at the hip for a while, because Sammy's the one who almost breaks it up and has a shock look on his face. I think of like, oh, well, wait a minute, you won it? Daniel Garcia and Kyle Fletcher.
Right.
So, you probably would have picked any of the young guys,
right?
And then going like, well, it's Texas, they should let him win it,
right? Well, I mean, I who knows? We have had, and maybe not like the most memorable, iconic runs ever, but we have had instances in the past where a mistake or an unfortunate quick rebooking because of injury or something else has led to something really great and special. And so maybe this ends up being a really great run, and maybe Dustin ends up being a great champ for them, and maybe they don't
Could
mangle
be.
it. But I guess a lot of it isn't up to him, and I think it is kind of.
It's up to who's in charge.
Yeah. But
yeah. Well, guess what, Jake? The Young Bucks aren't EVPs anymore.
Oh my gosh, really? Then how come nobody stopped them from that god-awful clip I saw of them just kicking each other and giving Canadian Destroyer after Canadian Destroyer and clothesline after super kick, and then seeing all the people on social media underneath it go, "This is wrestling."
This was from the show?
I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe it was from last week. I don't know. All I know is that literally this morning, I think while I was on the shitter scrolling social media, I came across a clip, and it was maybe the most frustrating minute and a half of wrestling I've seen. And it was like everything I dislike about that style of wrestling all happening right at once. And in fairness, I didn't see the buildup. Maybe it worked in context. I will be fair to the fact that I didn't see the match.
Yeah, add 40 minutes to whatever you're watching.
Sure. But I guess and we've talked about this, I don't mind a moment in a match that's been a back and forth where somebody no-sells a super kick to do a clothesline, and the last desperate, he had an energy, and then they're both on the ground. Like, I don't mind that moment every now and then. But this was one of those sequences where it was just like the tag team. They're just two people, and one guy super kicks this guy, super kicks the other guy. The other guy looks at this guy, gives him a Canadian Destroyer. They both hit dual Canadian Destroyers, and then both of the guys who got Canadian destroyed immediately clothesline the people who gave them the Canadian Destroyer. And it was just one of those things where, what are we doing?
The most lackluster thing then is what puts him down.
Sure. And then, yeah, he blew on him and his halitosis dropped him, I guess. I don't know. But
right. Yeah. Rather than, I dropped you on your neck.
Right.
Spinning around in the air.
Paralyzed
No, that didn't work. But I got you with an elbow. Oh, shit.
But anyways, so they're not electric vehicles anymore. They're not EVs.
No way, dude. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay defeated him, and the EVP titles were on the line. I do not know the story going into this. I've seen no recaps.
On the line. I don't put that out into the universe because Tony Khan would be like, that's actually a pretty good idea. We make belts.
I'm not aware. They may have made them. I don't know.
Hilarious.
Jazzwares could be putting those together right now and then not contacting any content creators to put them out there.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
I gotta wipe.
Yeah,
I gotta wipe your face really quickly because on my monitor, right where your face is, there's like a little like smudge, and it's just hanging.
Oh, that's too personal. I don't think everyone
really
needs to know that. We don't have an OnlyFans yet. Okay,
it's really distracting. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's much better. Look at your beautiful face. Oh, you got a little schmutz right there. Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
So, this is one where I think for a lot of wrestling fans that are into the product and into the story of the Young Bucks and the EVPs, like, what will it be? I wish this one did something for me that makes me want to go, well, I'll check it out now. I don't think I could tune in and care about a distraught Young Bucks who have been stripped of their EVP titles. I don't see a scenario
like
of
if they make it kayfabe,
someone coming in and getting those spots or whatever that may be, right? Where like all the Attitude Era of like Mr. McMahon is no longer the chairman and now it's Stone Cold and he's there in the office. Like I don't see any of this where I go, I gotta see what happens. What are the Young Bucks gonna do?
Where's Jack Tunney when you need him? Yeah.
So hopefully it's fun for those who want to check that out. I'm sure I will by osmosis at some point catch something, but it's not compelling me to check out, much like unlike a Cody or the Dustin Rhodes thing that happened.
Not for nothing, but I feel like if they just didn't acknowledge it and they just actually played kayfabe for once in their goddamn company and not addressed everything that happens backstage all the time, always CM Punk, but like if they just still played the EVP characters, I think that could actually be kind of funny, and they could mine that for some semblance of entertainment value.
What, like, go do this thing. No, you're not my boss anymore. You're just a wrestler.
No, don't even acknowledge it.
I could beat you up. No, you can't. Look at you. Yeah, okay.
Sort of like when Linda actually owns everything and runs everything, but everybody's like, Vince is the guy. It's like, no, we all know he put it in her name to avoid it getting stolen. Come on now.
Right.
Well, good for them. I have no idea. What are they?
Toni Storm defeats Mercedes Moné for one of her 1,000 titles. She gets the AEW Women's Championship, and I know people are loving Toni Storm right now, so they were very excited that moment came to fruition. Okada beats Omega to unify 2 titles.
The triple syllable name starts with O championship.
I think it is that one. Yes.
That's the one.
So AEW fans finally get Okada and Omega. The feeling I'm getting from this compared to the New Japan matches of old that were, that
legendary.
People,
yeah,
that they're super hyped on them. That's like, this was good is the vibe I'm getting.
Okay.
It wasn't one of those,
right?
But it was good.
They didn't live up to the hype themselves. The hype of themselves.
Yeah, and Okada, from the clips I've seen and stuff I've heard about, he's not who he once was in AEW. And it doesn't seem to be in gimmick. It just, I don't know if he's kind of old and hurt or if he's like, I don't, fuck you, I can just skate by on my name. I don't know to the extent of Kenny's injuries and if he's still recovering from diverticulitis and all that. I don't know if he's going to take time off since he lost.
Right.
But the Continental Champion and the International Champion have been united, and it's now he's the AEW Unified Champion, which seems dumb when there's so many other titles. That how are you the Unified Champion when there's others?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Undisputed champion. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah. Undisputed WWE, except for the 3 other people who are also equally good.
He's 2-title guy. Oh,
yeah, right.
Just duct tape them together. And this one I've seen clips of. I'm really curious if you have as well. In the world title picture, it was Hangman Adam Page versus Jon Moxley in a who the fuck knows, like you can just do whatever the fuck you want, it's fine match.
Oh, come on, I want to see Teddy Long say that when he comes out.
It's you can do whatever the fuck you want to have a match. Hangman defeats Moxley by throwing him on a bed of nails and then having a chain wrapped around Moxley's neck. This is what I hope you see, or maybe you can look up now. I don't have the link or anything, but it popped up.
Should you want me to live react to it?
Yeah, because I thought, oh, this is actually kind of interesting that Hangman does a hangman to Moxley. He's got the chain around his throat and throws him over the side very gingerly amongst all this shit that happens that's so deadly and horrible. And it's like, we go up over the top rope. Okay, there you go. And then Moxley is hanging from the chain around his neck. And I don't think I've seen Moxley sell this much ever.
Is it because he actually was dying?
Well, initially it feels like he is because he's hanging from it. There's nothing. He's not on the ropes. He's not holding on to something other than the chain itself. It's, he's trying to stop himself from being strangled. And then in the moment where he is not passing out and he's not lost it all, his butt sits on the apron, which then alleviates all tension, and it doesn't look like Hangman's strangling him. But either way, like if you relieve that much, it's not as severe. That's the point in which he quits.
Got it.
Which visually is a huge letdown, in my opinion.
Right. I'm trying to find
I don't know if you found
I keep seeing other clips.
Vamping.
I've just keep seeing other clips of this match, but I haven't seen the decision. And I don't, unfortunately, I'm sorry, we're not set up for me to share to the live stream in our Zoom setup here. I apologize. But Texas Death Match. Oh, there we go. Oh, never mind. This is somebody probably going to get taken down. Full match on YouTube. Look at that.
Oh, see, I'm looking at like a Twitter or a Tickly Talk. Yeah, Sush, we're watching it right now. So there's the buckshot lariat onto the bed of nails.
I don't have Twitter on my phone. You'll have to.
So even on TikTok,
You know what's
on
so
TikTok on
funny?
your
Do
phone?
you know what's so funny is I Googled Hangman versus Mox. I thought, oh, this is clearly it, because it's a different time when they did this similar kind of thing at a different match once during Revolution. And I was like, oh, okay, this must be it. Nope, they've done that more than once. Wrestling.
This is not the best angle. I had previously seen it somewhere else. I'm going to send you.
Sure, yeah, text it to me. But so in any case,
of a TikTok.
So what you're getting at is that this was a maybe a fun moment, but disappointing because it wasn't logically. Okay, yeah, I see.
I think for the fans, for the sake of the Death Riders thing coming to an end, the sake of the title being in a fucking briefcase for some reason, and no one's seeing it for months on end.
Yeah.
Moxley winning in all these scenarios, and just, I think for a chunk of the AEW fans being disappointing,
Right.
When they felt like, yeah, we want a title change now, and they haven't gotten one. I think they were happy to take whoever they could get.
Right.
And people like Hangman.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Hangman when he was my favorite of like hey, I don't know a lot about this guy, but I feel like this is exciting when AEW started, and then that immediately went away. But
and you love butterfly pants.
More butterflies the better. So that's why I'm on Blue Sky and not X. Anyways, the video I saw, I will give Mox credit because he's very good. He's wriggling and being crazy, and then like the moment of like, oh shit, I got to tap is fun. But you are right in the sense that he's sitting upright. Hangman is not putting any pressure on his neck to make it seem like he's hanging him. In fact, you can see the chain has like a bend in it. It's like, if this is the chain, it's not taut like that. It's like that.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, it's just, it's the kayfabe.
It's like the Cena STFUs that people tap out at,
Right.
where you go,
Right.
Cena's not doing anything to you. He's
Right.
Everything is far away. He's not pressing. It's just the lightest thing. And you're all just making faces. There's no actual sense of pressure, tension, pulling, anything.
Right. Yeah.
It's just show.
This is not a movie podcast. Have you seen Sinners yet?
No.
Okay. Well,
So I'm going to go to heaven.
I won't spoil it for you, but I will just say this.
More than what the trailer does.
Obviously, there's music in it, right? There's musicians in it. There's a really fun, kind of crazy scene that everybody talks about being a really awesome scene, and it is an awesome scene. But as a musician, when I see somebody in a movie and I know I'm familiar with that instrument, in this instance it was a guitar, and they're not playing the thing that I'm hearing, it doesn't matter how good, it's that your disbelief is then, and it's really hard. It pulled me out of what is like a really amazing moment, because then I fix it, you focus on it and you go, okay, and then you start thinking about the filmmaking, you start thinking about this, and I've used wrestling as an example to explain that to somebody. And this is that, where it's like a good wrestling match. Yeah, we all know we're all in this together. We're all enjoying this together. But when something like that happens, it is enough to kind of ruin it for you. Even though we don't expect it to be real, we expect it to look good and allow us to believe the actor's performance.
And granted, in this, you get one take. You 100%. Don't get to do it a bunch of times. 100%. You don't get to edit around it. Maybe the camera guys or the people in the truck can help you out, where they go, that looks like shit. Cut to camera two. Cut to camera two.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough.
That's a tough one. Mike Lucas in the chat says, the more I see Mox, the more I feel Brock was right.
That's what I was bringing up before.
A
couple episodes back when it was about the,
I don't think I know the story or something.
Where it was WrestleMania. It was Brock versus Dean Ambrose. And the whole setup was Dean was going to have all these crazy weapons, like he was gifted a chainsaw and all kinds of crazy shit. And then the interviews afterwards were, hey, what happened with that match? Because it was totally lackluster. There weren't all these crazy weapons. Nothing happened. And people blamed Brock. And then Ambrose was like, yeah, he didn't want to fucking play. Like, I asked him, he said no to all these things. And then years later, we see what happens when Ambrose is left to his own devices. And it's like, yeah, Brock was right.
Right.
Brock was right to go, I'm not doing any of that shit.
Right.
Like, no, I'm just going to beat you up and win.
Right. Yeah.
But they don't take a chainsaw blade and do this. Like, no.
Tim Redbeard, I just noticed. Hangman actually hung somebody. Congratulations. Professional wrestling is now complete. We can all rest.
He also says those are less nails and more railroad spikes. Effing horrendous. It's certainly very gnarly, and it reaches that level where you go, yeah, I get it. It's a big fucking stadium, but I don't know. Thumbtacks is certainly pushing it, but when you get longer and longer spikes, right. To what end?
Right.
Unless you're retiring and that's your like, I'm going to take this bump. Holy shit. He got put out by spikes. The end of his career.
Right.
Is it worth it?
Right.
Like, how much you getting paid? Fuck.
Yeah.
You have a daughter. Think about your daughter. And then, after all that, is that enough? No. Bryan Danielson makes a return.
This I did not see either. What did he do? What's his deal?
He was dressed in blue, disguised under a mask. Danielson exploded into the ring, hitting a knee on every Death Rider in sight, and the arena went bananas. And then Darby Allin came down from the ceiling and was beating people up.
Came down from the ceiling? Like he rappelled down?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then then he was beating people up. And
was the idea that he was like coming down from Mount Everest? Sorry, guys.
I think so.
But did he have all of his like cold weather gear on? And it was like, oh, it's fucking hot down here, Texas.
Everyone's like, look, you did it. And the Sherpa's the one who's letting him down on the rope. And he's like, yeah, me.
I don't understand the coming down from the rafters thing in this setting. It seems like, is the idea that he came down to make a save, or was it like his entrance? Meaning, like, did music play and it was like the beginning of the match?
He had been gone, from what I understand. Right. He also made a return.
Right. So that's that seems silly to me.
Yeah, because I think he's more of a catapult type of guy.
Right. By the way, Tim says that, they played a video of Darby at the top of Everest before he rappelled down. All right. Well, there you go. That was a bit then. Here he comes from the highest peak.
See, it just sounded like it was a bunch of crazy shit that happened with all this, and that's what led to the finish. Is all the Death Riders showed up. I don't know if it's one of those where, hey, you can do whatever you want match. Hey, all my guys show up at the very end, only when I'm in danger, rather than the very beginning, and we win this right away. But it sounded like it was one of those where everybody starts coming out, and then that's Hangman wins with the help of Danielson and Darby.
Got it.
And all that. So I think good on them for doing a gigantic show and having the happy ending with the women's title and the men's title, that you don't go, maybe next time, right? And have a bunch of people go, fuck, not one of them? So I think that's the best way to do those types of shows. It's really hard to do otherwise, to give you the fuck you finish, or
especially if like your biggest show, especially like what is your biggest show of the year? Yeah.
Right. So that was on the AEW side of things. Certainly fun clips to check out online if you like us, the moment we're not watching the show and go, all right, let me see.
Right.
Well, that's nuts. Next. Next. And you can text Jake on the toilet. Then we had Saturday night's main event that happened. So it was a full fucking day of wrestling.
Yeah.
Did you check out any of this?
I thumbed it. But I watched.
With consent?
I watched the main event in its entirety.
On Saturday?
No, this morning. I forgot it happened until somebody posted about it last night on our Discord. I went, shit, that was today. And so I watched it this morning.
And then you ran back to the toilet?
That's where everything happens.
Tim Redbeard, real quick. Wonderful point. Why was Danielson wearing a mask? He immediately did the yes chance, leaving no doubt who it was.
That's funny.
He says, I'm glad I didn't spend the money to watch. The clips were just fine.
Maybe he...
Yeah, you know, that's one thing I'm curious about that I haven't looked into yet. I don't know if anybody in the chat right now can address this, or even if you want to call the hotline later. The whole part of this was supposed to be the moving from Bleacher Report onto HBO Max, again, now dubbed, that when you buy a pay-per-view and you are an HBO Max subscriber, it's supposed to be discounted. I don't know what it is.
Right.
I know they're previously $50. I don't know what it is on HBO Max. If you are indeed getting a decent rate on it, even if you can fucking order on HBO Max yet, or you still got to do trailer and shit like that, or if it's still a mess, I don't know. Just curious. Put that out there.
The first thing that came up when I searched for it, watch AEW special events on Max. Plans start at $9.99 a month. That's gimmick infringement.
That's just
I think that's
Dynamite and shit like that.
well. It says
like
oh yeah, but it's old
Fighter
stuff.
Fest.
Yeah,
and just being subscribed to Max.
Yeah, no, you're right. You don't know.
Well, Tim Ripper says, I didn't realize it was on HBO Max. That's what it's supposed to be at some point. They were supposed to incorporate a live event pay-per-view thing,
right?
Because they were seeing how much money AEW was getting from all these events elsewhere. And they're like, fuck that. We want it too, which totally makes sense. So maybe it's still not available yet. I do not know. But Saturday night's main event had some big things. We'll go ahead and just talk about the big thing right away that you saw. Is Goldberg in his very last match against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I think that they did the best job that they could have with the limitations that Goldberg has at his age. I thought it was good. I enjoyed this. I'm not a huge Goldberg fan. That first spear through the barricade spot, that was great. That was like super intense. Like that, you know, any young guy that could have been.
He's going for it.
That could have been Jacob Fatu. Yeah, exactly. That he went for it. There was no, you know, protecting myself, being a little bit too careful, or not going at the full speed like that. That was really exciting. And I remember in that moment thinking, "Oh my God, that's insane." And it still led up to him getting some stuff in. I don't think the spear that he hit on Gunther was as impactful as I think we all wanted it to look like, but it was still good. It worked.
Well, the one on Charles Robinson was pretty fucking
brutal.
Good.
Yeah. But no, it's good. Honestly, I think this was, like I said, best case scenario for what they did.
And this was really interesting overall with the presentation because this was the most three-dimensional Goldberg has been as a character. He's had shades of it before, and I thought it was a really interesting route to go because I don't think it hurts in any way because we've seen enough behind the scenes stuff on him in interviews, but I thought it was a really great way to go with, hey, his son is here.
Yeah.
His father-in-law passed away.
Yeah.
Last week, the floods have affected that. Right. Whether he died in the flood, I'm not entirely sure on that, but he had friends and family that were involved in the flood. His knee is fucked up. He's got a lot coming into this, but he's not going to stop.
Right.
He's doing it and he's here for you. And his family's here too. And showing the people that were there, like the security dude of old, like that was cool. That was fun, Ernest Scott Miller and some stuff like that. It's
even though he punched that kid in the face accidentally trying to reach for a hug. Did you catch that?
Kid was fucking
That was really funny to me. I was like, oh no.
I did not catch that though.
So like after they walk him from dressing room to apron, right? He turns around and gives everybody a hug. And he turns on the first and he like goes to reach a hug. And I don't think the kid was like, I don't know who that kid was all the way on the far right, but like he just sort of like accidentally just.
His kid? Gage?
No. It was just another one of the younger. It was one, I say kid because he was one of the younger people who was walking with him to the ring. And he just clocked him right in the face and it made me laugh. And I was like, oh, poor guy. It reminded me of
I can't think of another kid.
It reminded me of the Big E, AJ.
Oh, yeah.
Slap.
And she's like, I'm fine. Yeah. Rather than, Jesus Christ, I can't wrestle this match.
But
look what he did to me.
But no, yeah, I enjoyed this. And I enjoyed the clips of him through the night. And like they did a good job of making it feel like a big night for Goldberg. And they Tim Redbird says that was Bret Hart's grandson. So I forgot what I was gonna say because of that joke. God damn it. What was I saying? Oh yeah. They made a whole big deal about Goldberg, but then they also they kind of abandoned at some point the well, what if he wins? Like we didn't hear a lot about that throughout the night. Where I feel like on Raw and SmackDown, or at least the episodes I've seen and the buildup I've seen, they've been mentioning it a lot. So much so that I don't know why they would do this because it doesn't make sense. But like we talk about with our expectation of Dustin and AEW to have a good title run, like I think we've grown to expect the worst, right? We're fucking smarks and cynics and assholes and we hate everything.
No, again, I disagree.
Sure.
That is because they condition you when
right.
you don't follow through.
You're right. I'm being facetious for the sake of facetious effect. But I thought, oh shit, I think he's gonna fucking win this thing. Like I thought, like they're gonna, and then
they put a seed of doubt in there.
When Rollins got hurt, a part of me thought that wasn't real, and I was like, oh, they're making it seem like he's injured, so that Goldberg wins. He comes out, cashes in on Goldberg for some reason, and that way Goldberg gets the win, but also is done, and he's not champion. Like he gets to win against Gunther, but not against the little fake match. And I kept thinking to myself, like, why are they doing that? This doesn't make any sense. Because everything just felt a little bit off.
Why did Seth Rollins get cut from the Marvel movie? Because he's not a good actor, so we know it was real.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, I know there was a little bit of seed of doubt because I was like, oh, what if he might win this thing? But then when the match happened, I liked the way it happened. I like the ending. I like that he, got him up for the Falcon Arrow, whatever he calls it, the jackhammer. And
a guy that's big of a bruiser and badass, like Falcon Arrow.
I forget.
Fucking jackhammer, man.
Dug it. Thought it was great. I also really enjoyed how the match starts, and I really enjoyed him laughing off the first chop from Gunther.
Yes.
I was like,
I wish Randy Orton hadn't sold the chop from Drew McIntyre earlier in the night.
Right. Sure. Okay.
I was like, God, why does this keep happening? That we're fucking repeating spots in shows that have like 5 matches.
Right. Yeah. Talk to each other.
Goldberg's reaction to it was great.
It was really good. First he gave it a little wince. Like he didn't no sell it. It hurt, but he enjoyed that it hurt. That's how I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was waking him up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was a tricky thing overall of you've done whatever sort of warm-ups and getting in the ring beforehand, but not having a couple of matches to go into this and be conditioned. This is the end. You've trained however long. You had the years off break in between. So to get in that, like, this is my last match mindset, or even I've got the rhythms again. It felt like he wasn't there up until around that, and then going through the barricade, and then it's like he's ready to go now. Yeah. He's ready to do this.
And again, he's definitely not the Goldberg of yesteryear. It was slow. There was some stuff but they did a good job of the story of the match, allowing us to kind of hide that a bit and, refocusing things. And the spot with his son allowed him to kind of have some moment, and like, it was all handled really well.
Yeah. I think start to finish, this is pretty darn good for retirement match, night of celebration for the, pseudo hometown crowd to get their money's worth, to have a special event.
Yeah.
It's that was pretty great. And we've broken the mold now again, because for so long, it feels like we've had the legendary retiring person win.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to doing business now.
Yeah. Back to going like, no, I'm going to help make the next guy more.
Right. Also,
so that it felt refreshing in an odd way.
Also, like I'm trying to remember the match details now. When Robinson takes the bump, and Gunther like rips off Goldberg's brace and stuff like that, like it still wasn't like he didn't go get a chair. He didn't hit him with the title. It wasn't like a traditional, like, oh, the villain, the ref is down, so now the villain could take advantage. Not that the ref would have allowed him to maybe do that, and that wasn't illegal. No, because
it's fucking cheating. So he was cheating.
But it wasn't. But I guess what I'm saying is it was unique. It wasn't the shit that we've seen.
Yes, I love that it was. I'm exposing that your knee sucks.
Yeah,
and it's broken, and I'm gonna take this away from you, and I'm gonna start hitting you with it.
Yeah,
and then. Because he does it in such a short time frame that there wasn't a new ref yet.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you cheated. Great. And then he gets arrogant and cocky. Because then he goes outside and then starts showing his son and does the mocking of like bending it back and forth.
Right. Yeah.
Which was great.
A fun thing to do with that prop. Yeah.
And then walking over and shoving Gage, and then amazing execution of this that I feel like the reality of this has been so fucking lost.
With security?
that Gage hops the rail and security immediately runs over and grabs him and pulls him away.
Great.
That was outstanding to make it feel like, number one, you can't do this. We know it, they probably know it's like, that's the son, but we're keeping you safe from the wrestler, and this is not allowed no matter what.
But can I say something though?
No.
Well, I'm going to say it anyway. The security helped Gunther, but they did not help Jade Cargill. They did not protect her from Naomi. So they're clearly chauvinists or racists or something, because they were like, let her get attacked, but him, we got to
She
protect
works
him.
there.
Oh, is that what you're allowed to? If you're
It's like, well, you work here. You're allowed to be beat up at any
You're
time.
allowed to assault somebody from behind from the
kid.
crowd. Okay. You know what? I'll accept that justification. But yeah, I mean, honestly, really fun, good last match. Again, honestly, compared to other matches we've seen that we thought might be his last match, like best way to go out comparatively.
Yeah, just a really solid way of best case scenario, I think, for everybody involved. You get to do the spear on Charles Robinson, which is, maybe he's like, I'd rather not, but I get it. Okay, guys. Sure.
Now, was that Charles Robinson who said I'd rather not? Is that him saying that? Or?
I don't know. You could spear anybody if you wanted to. Does it have to be? I could count the fall or something, right?
We've got a lot of female referees now in the roster. I think it's only fair. We want to be, we don't want to be non-progressive. We should let them take it.
Another great detail that I want to highlight at the end of this match that is also a lost art of, so Goldberg gets choked out, loses, Gunther wins, and Goldberg selling afterwards of the snap wake up.
What happened?
Figuring out, wait, what happened?
I just lost the match,
Your brain got shut off and you don't know what the fuck happened. Right. That's what happens when you get choked out. Like seeing that was great.
Yeah, it was really good. Goldberg was good here.
And then the speech you can find online now since they cut the bejesus out of it during the live show. And then even in the replay, they fucking butcher it and cut it up and they cut away. You're like, he's going to talk. Can I watch? No. Okay. Thanks. Oh, there's Charlotte Flair as a child. God damn it. So yeah, there was some other stuff in the night. Some of the matches that, are kind of eclipsed overall. Like you said, Jade Cargill, to Naomi's credit, Naomi was hitting her.
Honestly,
Naomi that
was the most intense Naomi has ever looked. She was awesome. I didn't even know who it was at first, because I'm not used to seeing Naomi like sell rage in a really believable way. That I was like, who the fuck is this glowing person? Yeah, that's what it is. See, gotta turn the lights on.
So she was making contact and doing strikes, and I was like, wow,
it was good.
Yeah, enough of the dance stuff. Is this the Naomi we're gonna get?
And
this is cool.
The fun pull apart, the fun reveal that Bianca is gonna come back to be the ref.
See this though.
Bianca,
were you watching this at the time?
Bianca in the high heels?
No, Bianca as a referee.
Oh.
She's the only character on camera that went like, I don't know how to referee. They had segments where they show her like how to referee.
Oh, really? When was this?
When she was going to referee that other match that she refereed for a SummerSlam or whatever the fuck it was.
I don't remember this.
And then she was a referee and she was fucking awful.
Great.
So she's back in the thing that she's terrible at.
Okay.
For someone who
I didn't know that.
Who's so good.
Right.
Hey, let's have you do this again.
When it comes to refereeing, she's the EST, the terriblest.
The worst.
The worst.
The ORST.
No, the worst. RWERST. The worst.
Oh, okay. So yeah, hopefully she took some more referee classes and can figure it out. What else we have? We had Jacob Fatu showed back up when it was Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sikoa for the US title.
Man, I watched a bit of it. I more listened to this match, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I was working and I listened to it.
Thank you for your honesty.
Had it on my other monitor. At some point, it felt like commentary was taking the piss on Jimmy Uso, because in the beginning of it, when they're like, hey, Jimmy Uso's been 15 years, he's never had a one-on-one match for a singles championship. This is his first time in 15 years. And I'm like, that's a crazy stat. And then, like, for the entire rest of the match, I kept being like, yeah, never had a shot at a title. Always overlooked. Must never been there. Meanwhile, his little brother's got this, and his brother. And I'm just like, it sounds like you're really dogging on the guy now. Like, we get it. We heard you once.
Look, he's wearing a very colorful trash bag on him right now. Look at that.
Poor guy.
So it was all about Jacob Fatu returning, and that was cool. We had Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, which was fine, but this was also ultimately leading to something else. It was leading to an agreed upon match in the back that was then, I think it's now the first. Oh, no, it's not the first advertise. It's the first non-title advertised match of SummerSlam. It's going to be Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul in a, hey, can you veterans take it easy for a night and we'll get you some sponsorship money.
You know what? I'm really glad that that's how you saw it. That you know what? That you just turned me around, because again, the message of our is the cynicism, the training. But I immediately saw that and just thought like, oh, poor Drew. I'm just like, but
poor Orton also.
I know,
like
but Orton,
peak.
No, you're not wrong. But I guess Orton is still like, he can do this and come and go from these scenes more easily than Drew
but
can.
He just came back from this major injury, and it's like,
right.
all right, let's go. Cena's got the title reign. He's next.
You're right.
Jelly Roll. And Michael Cole was so happy to, what is it? He had something at the ready. It was Jelly Roll KO, I think is what it was.
I think that's what Randy said first.
Oh, okay.
Randy said it. He said, like, how do you feel about a roll KO or whatever? Or and I'm just like, oh boy. Mike
what
Lucas,
about Jelly Killer?
Mike Lucas says Jelly Roll segment was great last night, but it's not going to translate to an actual match. Well, I'm glad he thought it was great. I will say, I didn't think that
he's better than most when it comes to this
100%.
stuff. I'm always surprised.
Yeah, when he pushed down fucking dipshit, I believed it. He had rage. He summoned that performance in a way that I went, yeah, good, this is great. Then backstage, and he was like, I'm a big boy, and I want them all. I was like, okay, let's let Randy do some.
I'm gonna dude wipe him until he's slim, Jim. Okay, you can't have all the sponsors.
Wingstop.
Okay,
you can't just say Wingstop.
But yeah, it'll be a night off for the other guys, but they'll still have to shave and put baby oil on themselves. So
I mean, it is what it is. SummerSlam, we have a big star that's not in wrestling, and at least they're talking about that, and they're saying you don't belong here, and the story that they're telling is that. So it's not just like I'm gonna team with a celebrity. Why? Because I don't know. That's what we can just do that, and they actually address the fact that he shouldn't be there. So that's fun.
And I am always happier. The occasional exception, I am happier when the celebrity involved likes wrestling.
Sure, 100%. Yes.
There are the occasional times where what I do like, they fucking clearly hate it and they want nothing to do with it, but they're forced to do it because they have to do community service in some way for something. Right. So it's.
But yeah, this is fine.
Sorry, Chuck Norris, you got to fucking throw a roundhouse kick to Jeff Jarrett.
We are gonna get Jelly Roll at Summerfest.
That's right. And then also worth noting, and we'll talk about the Adam Cole stuff in a moment here, because we've had two major injuries to two major players in these companies that are kind of there's a lot of speculation of what's going to happen storyline wise or to their careers, because Seth Rollins suffered a knee injury when fighting LA Knight in their matchup.
I really thought this was a work. I did not think this was real. And then it kind of went on a little bit too long, where LA Knight was pacing and they were trying to communicate, and I was like, oh shit, this might be real. I
was not believing it the whole time. I was like, oh, story. Yeah. Until the LA Knight's finisher, 1, 2, 3, and I go, oh yeah, okay, legit.
Yeah, that felt. I feel bad for LA Knight. I'm glad that Barrett on commentary was like, yeah, LA, this isn't how he wants to win this. Because LA Knight, he kind of sold that he was bothered. It's not like he celebrated his victory. Like, I did it. Like, he was
he wore it on his face pretty.
Yeah, he wore it on his face in a way that was great. It's a bummer. Yeah, and shit, man, Seth, like, it's also bad news for the booking, depending on what's wrong with them and what it actually is. Maybe it's minor, but people come back as baby faces. We've seen it time and time again. And he's going to get sheared to shit when he returns if it's more than a few months. But maybe he can.
They don't boo him anyway. They only boo him when he's fighting Punk.
No, you're right. Yeah, it was unfortunate too. And again, I feel bad for LA Knight. Like every time I feel like he's gets this chance to shine.
It wasn't a great win.
Yeah.
It wasn't something, because I feel like he's always not getting his due, especially at Money in the Bank. Yeah. That's when I kind of was fed up with it. It's like, not more Seth.
And he's
not more of this shit.
I think he's missing moments. He's having matches. He's even having victories, but and I don't think this is his fault either. Like, it's not that he's not making the moments. Is that I think it's easy to say it's the booking of him. Yeah. It's really hard to like think back to his time in WWE since he's debuted and like hang a hat on something that's like, yeah, that's a moment for him. All the moments I can think of are all kind of like, oh, he was there for that pitch black match. He was there for this thing that happened, but it's not his moment.
Yeah, because that victory is just like, oh yeah, you beat up a dude that was injured and then couldn't do anything, and it's not some huge finish or. It was also everything has had abrupt. The other guys interfering, and it sucks. So now people are obviously questioning, will Seth Rollins be gone for a long time? We've seen them panic in the past. Mr. Kennedy, comes to mind when he had his Money in the Bank briefcase. It was the first time that they did a long shot where they said he's cashing in. And I think what would have been, I can't remember if it was WrestleMania 24 or 25, but I think it was a Florida one, but he was calling it like, I'm main eventing that show. And that's when it's going to happen.
Right.
He gets an injury. There's a misdiagnosis. I can't remember if it's on WWE doctor's end or what, but they just panic in booking. They don't even stretch out to go like, hey, let's see what we got. Because it's the time of the injury is like roughly a September or October.
Right.
And we're dealing with March or April WrestleMania.
Right.
And they just fucking panic and they get the briefcase off him right away. And I think even when he goes to lose it in a Edge says, I challenge you for that briefcase. And then the character goes, yeah, okay, sure.
A briefcase on the line match. Yeah.
Yes. Briefcase on fucking dumb. That somewhere right around then he gets a call and like, oh yeah, you'll be fine in like 3 weeks.
Right.
It's not as severe as we thought.
Ugh. I want a rematch for that briefcase. And Edge's like, no,
give
idiot.
It back.
Why would anybody ever put this on the line, you stupid idiot?
Right. It makes the character just seem dumb. And
yeah.
So I hope for Seth's sake, not as a fan, but that they let it play out a little bit. And so we can figure out the accurate timetable that if he can still be in play and do what they want to do for their plans, that can all happen.
You've got the ultimate, a fail-safe here in that is Paul Heyman is associated with him. So he doesn't even need to be on TV to keep this story going because Heyman is the best at this.
How happy is he right now? I don't think I've ever seen Paul Heyman happier. He has a prop that he can now lean on.
The briefcase. He loves that.
When he is ringside,
he loves having a prop.
He legit looks like it's a pillow for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just like, holy fuck, I've had to hold a title or have these little peppers around my neck, and when I lean against the apron, they poke me. But now I got like a briefcase that I can just lean against.
I know that he's spoken about how heavy the title was. I'm sure it still is, but the W1 that they made when I think it's maybe the still same one that Cody has when like Rock debuted it, and the one that Brock had, and he used to talk about how between Brock and then Punk and then whoever else held this thing, how he would say like it's so freaking heavy that there'll be times where we're doing the entrance and I'm holding it up, and all I'm thinking is like, could you please start moving because I can't lower it until you start walking. He's talked about how it's really heavy.
That's what Paul Heyman's belt says about his pants.
If I was Seth or one of the guys and I just wanted to fucking rip Paul I would like put a bunch of really heavy shit in the briefcase right before we went outside, ran out to the, you know what I mean? Like just fill it with something, but make it so that he doesn't have time to open it and investigate. Put some fucking bricks in there. I don't know, some heavy ass weights.
It's like Jim from The Office.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He takes the phone, the landline phone, and what does it? Put a nickel in it every day.
And then eventually it's.
So yeah, you just start lining the inside of the briefcase, put one nickel in it at a time, just make it heavier and heavier.
And then eventually you remove them all.
Yeah, remove them all and then hand it over.
But yeah, anyways, this is a bummer. I know that neither one of us loves Seth as Mr. Money in the Bank, but you can't deny that I think he's an important figure in the company.
Totally.
And he's a figurehead at this point, and it's a bummer to have him.
He's clearly a major story point because he's continuing on the story with Punk still.
Yep.
You've got the briefcase. He's in the faction that is supposed to elevate these two younger guys. Like there's clearly a lot where Seth is a major player in it, and it's unfortunate in that he's had knee issues in the past.
And at any point Roman comes back, that's an immediate thing between the two of them because it's the same match with Punk that, you know, he took the wise man from. Like, yeah, there's so many things to do with that guy right now.
So what do you think happens?
I don't think they take it off of him.
Seth is out long enough?
Do you remember how long his last knee surgery was? When he had to have it the last time?
I don't.
I want to say it was like a year.
They took him that long to do surgery?
Yeah, nobody, you know what the problem is that he would walk into the hospital and he'd be like, "What's up, doc?" And then they're like, "You know what? We can't do this. We're really busy today. We'll have to see you another day." And so he kept laughing at people and they kept not wanting to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're like, "Look, we didn't see Joker a la Faladu. Sorry."
A la Faladu.
I'll never get the name of that movie right, and it's too fun to not.
Yeah.
So
I think that they keep it on him because I think that they're smart enough to know that they can still do stuff with him, even if he's not on screen, especially with the fact that he's part of a faction and that you've got Heyman there. And he has until, I don't know how long ago was Money in the Bank. He's got a while, isn't it? 1 year. Isn't that how the storyline works, kayfabe? So like, if anything, we've talked about this in the past where every now and then I want somebody to stop carrying their briefcase around with them because it would be nice to forget somebody is a Mr. or Mrs. Money in the Bank every now and then be like, "Oh my God, that's right. I completely forgot he even had this thing." Like, stop reminding us every time we see the guy and instead make it an actual surprise when it happens every now and then, you know, or make it, because honestly, that's also a great return. No one's ever returned from being out of action with the briefcase to cash in. That's a great story we haven't seen yet. Even if it's a cheer in the moment, he could still be a heel the next night.
I've always wanted someone that they're talking up a big game the whole time, like, "Oh, I'm gonna cash in. I could be there at any minute. I could do this," and just always lurking. Not the run down with the briefcase and do that. It's just like forever, just taunting and doing that. And then it's some interviewer backstage at some point goes like, "Oh, you clearly like playing mind games with everyone. And so do you have something in mind? Because we've looked it up today and you have 3 months and 17 days left to cash in the contract." And it's a quick like, "Wait, what? What are you talking about?" Oh,
there's a time
limit.
And
then looking at the landscape and it's like a Brock Lesnar as one champion. You go like, "Well, I'm not going to fight him.
Right.
That's just stupid."
Yeah.
And then panicking and having this panic and like the countdown happening, going like, "I don't know how I'm going to do this. I should have done it when it was that guy. Fuck, I could have." And just knowing that
I could have beaten Jey Uso. Now I have to take on Gunther.
Yeah. Those things of then the champions are going like, "What are you going to do?" And having the sheer panic and taunting from the crowd that it then turns around and like, "Go challenge him. Go do this." Like, no, I'm not ready yet. And trying to, I don't know, set up traps or do horrible things to the champion so they're somehow hurt.
See, we could have had, this would have been great for Santino Marella as Mr. Money in the Bank. We never got it. But in any case, I think, I don't think they take it off of him. I hope they don't take it off of him. Or I hope that they just let it expire because they've never done that either. And that would also be a new strange thing. Because then at least you remind the viewer, hey, this is how it works. Like
Right.
sometimes
you don't always get a new champion.
Sometimes it expires if they can't do it, if they can't compete. We can't have.
Heyman's trying to say like let's one of the bronze can have it,
and they're like, no,
right? Like
it's not his name. His name's not in the contract. Yeah, exactly. He didn't win the match. Blah blah blah. So that I don't know. It's something new. What I want is something new.
Something borrowed and something blue. Well, you're gonna be blue. After a very emotional speech that Adam Cole had given at AEW All In Texas, it was unfortunate. The speculation is running rampant on the internet. What seems to be the consensus of one factor of this is that he had suffered concussion on a collision match, but he had to relinquish his TNT championship at the show, gave a speech. He had already been out nearly 9 months from June 2022 through March 2023 due to a concussion at Forbidden Door. And he was saying he wasn't in the right headspace to think about retirement, but wanted to thank the fans in case this was goodbye.
Right.
And it's just really, really brutal that he was out there and then embraced by the Undisputed guys, and they were tearing up. A lot of really kind social media messages from friends and Britt Baker and Johnny Gargano and others. But it's another one. People were concerned about him before, and they were wondering if there's more to the story because he has lost so much weight.
Yeah.
And he's certainly like, he's more cut up now.
Sure.
Like he got crazy toned, but whether it is all concussions and it's just, you're getting too many and doctors are saying like, hey, you got to wrap this up before something bad could happen long term. I don't know. He's keeping it kind of close to the chest. I don't blame him for that. And another one where it's in the Seth boat as far as personally, it's like, look, I'm not a huge fan of the guy, but I certainly don't want this to happen to him.
Right.
Yeah. And the crowd fucking loves him. Don't want to lose that for any sake, for his love of the business and his participation.
I like Adam Cole. I mean, before JD McDonough, whatever the fuck his name is, came along, we used to make fun of how giant Adam Cole's head was, right? Before he got toppled, no pun intended, in the giant head competition. But I've always liked Adam Cole.
Before he was Funk owned.
Yeah. Well done. I enjoy him. I enjoyed, obviously I was a big Black and Gold NXT era fan. I love the Undisputed era. I love what he did in WWE until they ruined him. But
he could have been Keith Lee's butler.
Keith Lee, another guy that AEW was like, Keith Lee's here, you guys. What's he doing now?
He's stated that he's fine and he's waiting a call.
Great. He's actually, the news this week is I don't have a concussion. I can come to work whenever you want.
He's like, I'm fine. I'm not Adam Cole. He could be my butler again.
Remember when he used to like fling people into the audience? That was fun.
Adam Cole?
No. Yeah, he would headbutt him. That's how I got all those concussions.
Or when Keith Lee was a shitty toaster.
I don't remember that.
With his little...
Oh, a shitty toaster. Okay, I see it. Yeah, it's popped up.
Yeah.
Tim Redburn in the chat, the clip of Keith Lee shoving Cole 10 rows into the crowd is still so funny. It is. It's very funny. I enjoy it very much. This sucks. I don't like it when wrestlers get hurt doing the thing that I know is inherently dangerous. And, it is a stupid thing to do, is to be a wrestler. And the least we can do is hope that everybody is always safe. These things suck. I feel like the concussion one is not that Seth's, any limb is awful, but like something about concussion that's way scarier to me. Obviously, like the CTE of it all, and we're fucking with people's brains. That's a big difference from being like, my knee doesn't work, but I am still humanitarily intact. And so I hope that it's not the worst case scenario.
I'm hoping for his sake that he has options and can choose what he wants to do, that he's not in a position where he's forced to do something that he doesn't want to do.
Right. Yeah. It's the edge of it all.
Who?
I'm sorry. What you're saying is you don't want him to have to cope.
Ah, yes. So that means he gets to come back in like 6 years and go, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Maybe. Daniel Bryan, Paige, one of the neck trio, as I like to call them.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. It's certainly, if you didn't watch the show like us, I highly recommend watching his speech, even just to see that,
Yeah, I didn't see it. I want to watch it now after what you said.
It's it reminds you of, like Jake said, wrestling being dangerous.
Yeah.
And you can connect to these carnies every so often and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Here's money. I'll buy a shirt." But hopefully all goes well for both Seth Rollins and Adam Cole, and that this doesn't have to be the end of anything for them, just for Goldberg and John Cena.
There you have it. All right, well, that'll do it for the live stream this week. We do have a hotline call we want to take. So thanks, live streamers, for joining us once again. If you're listening to the pod feed and you want to join in and converse with us directly as we chat about this silly thing that we all enjoy, the only way to get access to it is by becoming a patron over at patreon.com/PWPalskis. Andrea Beeler, current PWP champ, will defend that title in just a couple of weeks here at the first episode of August. If you would like to have your name in that ring, if you'd like to be a challenger, the only way to do that, patreon.com/PWPalskis. We're going to go wrap up the episode, take a hotline call. Scott Narver, say goodbye to the live stream.
Bye, live stream.
747-666-5606. That's the number of the Pro Wrestling Palskis hotline. Scott Narver, you want to see what the hotline has in store for us today?
Yes, indeed.
Hey, y'all, it is Masked Llama of the Legendary Fighting Federation, and wow, that AEW pay-per-view All In was fantastic. Couple of thoughts. First off, that was a 8-hour show, and that crowd was still hot by hour 8. So, I think they did their pacing really well. I think 8 hours, okay, when you throw in the pre-show, I think it was 8 hours. You know what? They started in the afternoon, got done at 9. That was perfect. So 6 started at 3 to 9. But yeah, when you throw in the 2-hour pre-show, yeah, so 8 hours. It was paced really well. Crowd was excited even to the end. Hangman winning was phenomenal. I think it's just me, or maybe not quite as many people. I got to talk about having Darby Allin repel from the rafters as the winner of the Owen Hart Memorial Cup was doing his prize. This match was the prize for winning the Owen Hart Memorial. And to have Darby Allin come down from the rafters during this, that seemed tasteless. Now, I had a buddy in attendance, and up to like 2 hours before this happened, he said, "Hey, look, there's somebody in the rafters." So I know that they were taking their time. They were testing everything. I know that Darby was safe. And I know it's been 26 years since Owen Hart's tragic fall from the rafters. Man, it still feels fresh. And dude, it was the winner. Like, it wasn't just a random match. It was the winner of the Owen Hart Memorial in the match that he earned by winning the Owen Hart Memorial. And I think that really bothers me. But having said all that, overall the pay-per-view was great. Get well soon, Adam Cole. And yeah, I love AEW. Their pay-per-views are long but phenomenal. And as long as you do them in the afternoon, you start your pay-per-view in the afternoon, then you can have an 8-hour show. That's fine. Because once 11 o'clock hits, man, I'm tired. If you start your show at 8 by 1 in the morning, I'm not hoping for a cool match. I'm just sitting there going, man, when does this end? Yeah. Lot of talk about here. Gave lots of thoughts. Rambled for a while. Take care, y'all. Bye.
Masked Llama. Talk about shows that are too long. Am I right?
I was waiting to see if you're going to do it.
I love you. I love you, Masked Llama. I know your real name, and I've never said it to anybody. That's how you know I love you. So he loved AEW All In. And he loves how long it is as long as it's midday. Now, of course.
It was a work shift?
Depends on where in the country
Did they
you
get a
are.
lunch break?
I don't think the audience got a lunch break. No.
Fuck, 8 hours.
Yeah, they clock in. That's too fucked. That's old Mania, where it's just like.
Yeah, I guess at times I've loved something that long, but I don't know if anything clocked 8 hours, because I know there were long things where I liked it and live in attendance, and you're like, way too fucking long. But I feel like that was around the 6.
And even that's really pushing it.
Yeah, it's got to have some good nachos.
Which is kind of what I felt like. That's what Manias used to be, where it was like, because you tune in because there were pre-show matches, and you're like, well, I do want to see the matches. They're part of Mania.
But that was an hour at most.
Sure.
Usually in the last half hour.
But then there's an hour. I'm sorry. Then there's it was usually like a 4 and change hour show for a while.
Right.
That time. Yeah, I guess you're right. Still
clocking in under 6.
No,
and
you're right.
That's a lot. But 8? Oh my God. 8. Damn.
Yeah, it's too long.
I mean, I think you have to be loving the product to go like 8 was great. That's all right. That's certainly your money's worth. No question there. But to the point of, so I looked this up because I wasn't aware of this. So Hangman Adam Page wins the Owen Cup in order to get the match against Moxley for the show, for the title.
Okay.
And
so all right. See, I was very confused about what he said, because earlier in our conversation, this felt like it was like a run-in, like he made the save and didn't have an entrance. Meaning,
he made the save repelling from
right
the rafters to do this. And yeah, I am in total agreement with this. This is, if one person's got this idea talking around the table going like, yeah, and then Darby will come from the rafters and we do this. It's got to be someone at the table going, hey, hold on. We have Owen in association with this. We can't do this. If they want to do Darby coming down from the rafters at other times and everyone wants to be that dumb when it comes to something like that, it's like, look, I don't think it's necessary. There's so many other cool shit that you could do. That's also, I get it, your buddies with Sting and all that, but you could do something else that we don't have a track record of killing someone.
Right.
And you can still hurt yourself in a new way that'll be exciting and will make a great Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Right.
I'm all for it. But yeah, I think this is just in bad taste. Why even fucking do it this way? You could have done anything else. And when it's associated with Owen, and Martha's been so cool to be involved in doing this when she's wanted no affiliation with WWE.
Right.
Why the fuck would you do this? Like, if she didn't even piece it together, guess what? Someone online or someone at the grocery store is going to be like, hey, why did that happen with Darby coming down from the rafters? Isn't that how your husband died? Like, someone's going to connect it for her.
Right. I mean, every time anybody who descends from the rafters, that's what I think of. Yeah. I mentioned it earlier. Like, it's still a silly thing to me to even do. Like, it just doesn't, it's silly.
I would sooner, when Sting did it, it felt like a different vibe and all that when it was of old, right?
And also, wasn't the whole thing there that like he was up in the rafters scene previously to that? So it was like,
yeah, like that's where he hung out and was watching, and you didn't know what he was up to, what he's doing, who he's siding with.
Right.
So that's where he came from.
Yeah, exactly. I was curious, by the way, and I looked it up. WrestleMania 35, the longest WrestleMania ever, at 7.5 hours, including pre-show.
And that was just Triple H's entrance. Is that the Ronda?
Yep.
Becky and Charlotte one?
I believe
that's the nightmare one where everyone got stuck in fucking Jersey and there was no transportation and it was raining.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, where it made and
there were delays.
Pseudo found footage horror movie of Dale, his husband Mark, and Johnny and I, and that was the maddest I've ever seen Johnny, because it was like those horror movies where someone's filming the whole time,
right? And
the other person's yelling at him like, "Stop filming!" That's Johnny.
But it was very real. That's amazing.
That's on our that's on our Patreon. That's there is a video of that there where
that's amazing.
Where I took like a 10-minute video of us running through the fucking rain, trying to get anywhere, get a car, and
that's amazing.
Johnny getting progressively more mad.
16 matches total for that one day
Oof.
There
Yeah,
were
light to dark, cold, rainy.
4 pre-show matches. So yeah, so that is, and that was what I was thinking of, I guess, when I said this is like WrestleMania of old. This is what I'm imagining, because you said like, oh yeah, maybe there's one match on a pre-show for a half hour before, but I do recall there being some of these pay-per-views where there was still like a 2-hour pre-show with maybe 3 matches or 4 matches. So,
but again, they would do those in the final hour because they couldn't stretch those out. They had to get people in to the building for an hour, and those were all the fucking recaps and speculation. And I think it's the following year that it turns into 2 nights.
Yeah,
because 36 is when it got overinflated.
Yep,
and then they made COVID
Kingston.
And then Hulk Hogan was best friends with Titus O'Neil the following year. And they were pirates.
Oh. You gotta be careful, though, especially if you're in the Caribbean.
Yeah, bad taste. Not a good move. Again, I think catapult for Darby.
I'm glad that Maslama loves AEW so much. I'm glad somebody is really a diehard over there.
I want to love it again. I want to. What's going to get me back in? I thought the Hurt Business would do it. It's cool to see them.
Alrighty. We did it, everybody. We hope you
injury free.
Very, very good time. We all survived. Once again, if you would like to leave a voicemail yourself, that number 747-666-5606, or you can also just send a voice recording of any kind to our email at hotline@pwpalskis.com. Check out the shop if you haven't. pwpalskis.com is your one-stop shop for all things Pro Wrestling Palskis. There you can find the links to that Patreon. You can find our shop, snag yourself a nice hoodie, maybe a hat, like this beautiful hat I'm wearing now that I'm not on video, I realize, so it doesn't matter that I'm touching it and caressing it. God, it feels so nice.
He's not touching his hat.
It's a nice embroidered, like high quality shit here.
He's not touching his hat.
What do you mean? I was touching my hat. I was caressing it like this.
Oh, he's not touching his hat.
What else? Find us on the social medias at PW Palskis. I'm at Jake Lloyd Bacon. He's at Scott Narver. And of course, we must thank our current Patreon Palskis.
Yes, of course. Without you, well, you'd probably be doing something else. And so would we. And it'd be just weird because we'd have all that time and that you'd be funding Bubba Ray Dudley. Ugh, don't do that. We thank you for your patronage. So thanks to our Patreon Palskis, Adrian Avina, AJ0314, Alex Pierce, Alice Rader, Andrea Baylor, the current PWP champ, Gilbert Short, Mass Llama, Mexican Stallion, Michael Beltran, Mike Lucas, Strong Style, Suicide, Tim Redbeard, Tom Hader, and Tony Griggs.
Thanks to each and every one of you for your continued support of this program. We could not, should not, would not do it without you. That'll do it. We hope you had fun hanging out with us. It's always a blast hanging out with you, the Pro Wrestling Palskis.
It's Dragon Wagon.